All right, Shalom. Before I continue with this lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopefully elect. I'm the brother lawyer, and I teach you the great millstone Nashville camp. Coming back with a quick lesson, and this lesson will be entitled, well, I don't really have a lesson for the title as of right now, but it's gonna deal with basically we are tired of working for the devil. Now the devil is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. We are tired. Laying back from a political rapper I listened to named Benny Pass, and I never heard this song. And I like it because, with us being in the truth, we put a righteous twist to the songs, And the lyric says, I've been working for that's the hook, or really the intro, but it ended up being the hook. It says, I've been working for the devil too long. I've been working for the devil too long. And, and we have, us being here in Babylon, we've been working for a long time in various captivities, and we're tired. We are tired. And so, and that's, of course, part of the curses. We're going to serve our enemies. How? Building up their kingdom, working for nothing. And let me get this real quick, because it talks about a bag of holes, Haggai. So this is Haggai, I believe it's 1. Let's see. Yeah, in 6, it says, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it in a bag with holes, right? And so back in the day, what was money? Coins, gold and silver. So us working is paycheck to paycheck. Or some jakes might have it like that. But nigga, you really don't have it like that still, because of the price of living, food. You working. It feels like you're working for nothing. Or you're working, just to make ends meet. And so we are tired of working for the devil. Now the lyrics, what he's saying is, from a 2/3 mindset, because he's an Israelite, but it's from a 2/3 mindset. Because these niggas out here, they are working for Satan. They are doing the things that are satanic, selling drugs, getting over, in the streets. But why are they doing that? Because they know that them working a 9 to 5 ain't it. We know that. But, when it comes to serving the Lord, we got to do what's right. And of course, the Lord make a way. When you serve the Lord make a way. He'll make a way for the rent to get paid. The car note to get situated, or whatever. The kids gonna eat. It might not seem like it, but you gotta believe it, and it'll happen. Saying it for myself first and foremost. And so we are tired of working for the devil. Now, these 2/3, they like working. They like being slaves. Jeremiah, what did I want? That's what I want. Yeah, Jake like working. but many, to be honest, many Jakes are really, the whole nation is tired. The whole nation is tired of, really working for Esau Edom. And I seen an article that the brother had put in the chat saying, how a Jake woman had worked herself to death, because what she trying to do, get rich to where she won't have to work no more. That's what we know, why niggas sell out. We know. And it's so that you won't have to go through this anymore. You don't feel like, life is really worthless. You want the substance and stuff like that. Well, you would have had all that if you would have you know, kept serving Yahweh Shemel Shai, even, you know, saying that for me myself back in past lifetimes. So Jeremiah 2:14, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? And our people are spoiled by the things that's here in Babylon, the Great America. And so, you know, you niggas have a mindset of a homeborn slave, a servant. But really, that's not your role. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Right here, Ecclesiastes 10. It says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon earth. And so servants on horses represent, you know, the power, or really servants were actually on horses when it came to taking the Israelites down, taking us down, you know, but you know, symbolically horses represent power. So right now, you know, the heathens or the servants, you know, they got the power seat, you know, they upon the horses, and the princes, which are so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, you know, Hispanics, and of course the Israelite foreigners that are scattered in all nations that look like other nations. You know, we are princes as walking as servants. We're playing that role as of right now, but it's going to be a role reversal, you know, and they're going to have to work, you know, and the Lord's about to give us that rest. Give me 1 second, because this you know, unplanned. This the lesson title, you know, the topic was planned, but not the precepts. It just be like that. So Isaiah 14, get the main point. Well, let me get the full chapter. So Isaiah 14:3. Ooh, no, I gotta start at the top. Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Not no Baflo declaration. Not being called Jewish or Israeli. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. The strangers being the Israelite foreigners. Now, it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And this ain't talking about the first verse where it talks about the strangers being joined. It says, and they shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. And that's getting ready to happen. It says, and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. I should have brought this out in the other lesson I did. And from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. And we serve hard bondage. Even to this day, certain jobs we do, you know, it's hard labor, you know, and really during the time of Jacob's trouble, we're going to come under hard bondage, us being, you know, locked up, rounded up, you know, you no telling how they have you shackled up, you don't know, but really the hard bondage also going into, you know, what do you call it, chattel slavery, you know. So hold on, slide. So we're going to receive rest very soon. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor seized the golden city seats, which is America? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hinder. So when he's being persecuted, ain't nobody gonna stop that. They're gonna be like, hey, y'all Israelites, y'all got that, deal with them, you know. And even the earth is gonna be happy, you know. They're gonna receive rest. Nothing is at rest as of right now, you know. If the Israelites ain't at rest, the rest of the earth ain't gonna be at rest, and that's just what it is. So we are tired, you know. And it also talks about, you know, wearing out the saints. Daniel 7:25, it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until time and times, and the dividing the times. So right now, Esau Edom, he has that power to do that. And we are tired. We're worn out, day by day. We are being worn out by this freaking society. How things are. We are tired. But 2/3, the majority of 2/3, they like it here. What's that? Bear with me. Because they like Egypt. So Isaiah 31:1, and really this place will destroy you, which I'm going to get that precept too. So Isaiah 31:1, it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Lord, unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. And so our people look unto Egypt, to America, Babylon for help. Even to this day, with everything that's going on, Trump wanting to lock you up, our people stay upon, Babylon. They trust in Babylon, Egypt, for help in this, for your destruction. All right. And I believe that's Micah. This place will destroy you. So Micah 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So you ain't gonna get no rest here. Ain't no resting. Don't matter how much money you have, the lifestyle you live in, very soon everybody's gonna be on the even playing field. It don't matter. The rich will be poor once again, and ultimately the poor will be rich, going into the 144,000. There's going to be a role reversal with that, because the Lord's going to put his men at the top along with him. The meek shall inherit the earth. The elect, the first fruits, they're going to receive the rest first. Enter into the kingdom first. But our people that's rich on this side, they're gonna be full of shame in the kingdom, and they're gonna have rest too, but it ain't gonna. Well, I'm not gonna really say it ain't gonna be like the elect, but as far as the benefits, it ain't gonna be like what the elect is gonna receive, And I had one more. I had another precept. It left my brain. Damn. Oh yeah. Because, the rich of our people, they're not seeking the kingdom. They're not seeking to please the Lord. They don't want his kingdom to come on earth, So Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Your heart's desire, the things that you want to do. You want your kids to be able to play freely, safely. You want to eat better foods, and you want to go to these different countries. Well, you need to seek the Lord for that, because that's what's going to happen for us, And damn, I had another precept keep leaving my mind when I started talking. So like, damn, damn it, seek the kingdom. Damn, what's the other one? It'll come back to me. But yeah, they're not seeking the Lord, man. They don't want his kingdom to come. Damn, what was that precept, man? All right, we'll keep going. It'll come back to me. Damn, I really wanted that precept. Let's see how much time I got. All right, 15. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Let me get this. It's in Matthew. Uh, I was gonna get this, but I'm gonna get it because it deals with labor. So Matthew 11 and 28 and 29 in red, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your soul." So you're not gonna get no rest, by Esau Edom. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, when you take, his yoke upon you, he's gonna give you rest. He's gonna give you rest by knowing what's to come after the destruction of Babylon the Great. Really even during, your life will be better. Yeah, you're gonna have hardships, but your life will be better, knowing that something better is coming for us. This shit gonna be like a dream. You're gonna wake up in the kingdom and be one of the top men, even the 1/3 of men, women, and children. These are high class people. So this is what give you rest, knowing that the nations are gonna pay for what they've done. They gonna be working for you. Now they're gonna be they're gonna have that heavy laden, or they're gonna have a heavy labor. That's what I meant to say. They're gonna be the ones laboring, doing that hard work. Today we got machines and everything, vehicles, lifting or whatever. But when we come into power, everything's gonna go right back to the ancient world. Heavy, what they call manual labor. Paving the streets of gold. Gold is really heavy. Back breaking work. They gonna have to deal with that. They're gonna deal with it. They ain't got no choice. So the sorrow, not the sorrow, we'll find rest. We will get rest, not find, because the Lord gave us, was giving us rest. But ultimately, the actual rest, us being in our own land, not having to work no more, it's gonna be in the kingdom. But for your souls, this truth, puts you at rest. As a matter of fact, that's in John. The truth making you free. Because, physically we're not free. We're not able to go back into the land. We got a social security card, driver's license, birth certificate. You're not free. I'm gonna end it with this. This is John 8 and 32. "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." And this truth, it makes us free. We know who we are. We know why we're here, and we fixing the problems. So Lord will, this is edifying to the elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakudash. Shalom.